Georgia representative and icon Marjorie Taylor Greene fiercely rejected the idea that former President Trump, the 2024 GOP presidential frontrunner, would pick rival Nikki Haley to serve as his running mate in the general election.
MAGA would revolt if Nikki Haley were to even be given an internship in Trump's next administration.
Greene wrote on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, referring to supporters of Trump's Make America Great Again movement.
She represents the neocon establishment, America left last wing of the Republican Party that we are absolutely done with, she continued. Also, she lied and said she would not run against Trump.
Greene, who has frequently been seen as a face of Trump's MAGA base, was responding to growing whispers of a possible Trump-Haley ticket as the former South Carolina governor's support continues to grow among many Republican primary voters who have soured on the former president. Haley, who now rivals Florida Governor Ron DeSantis as Trump's closest contender in many national polls, has been a less frequent target of the former president's ire, which has more often been directed at DeSantis. Greene's resounding rejection also comes after some high-profile figures have floated the hypothetical ticket in public appearances. Laura Trump, the former president's daughter-in-law, said Monday night that the former president is not ruling Haley out as a potential running mate. Trump is still leading in most polls by at least 30 points. Crazier things have happened, Laura Trump told Newsmax Eric Bolling about a potential Trump-Haley ticket. I don't know. I would never say never with Donald J. Trump. About 2 weeks ago, former Speaker Kevin McCarthy said choosing a running mate is about addition, not subtraction. So you're not going to pick somebody that already equates to you. Now, if I was picking for purely political decisions, what it looks like today is the anti-Trump vote is going to Nikki Haley, McCarthy said, adding that Haley looks like the person most able to consolidate the vote. Well, right now, I think it would be Nikki Haley, in my view, he added when asked who the right person would be for Trump to pick up more votes. But the question is who you select, will they serve? So that's another question you have to have, and it's about addition. This is interesting because I was very convinced that Marjorie Taylor Greene was one of Trump's highest choices for a running mate because she's very loyal to him. I think is someone who would try to overturn election result if she were vice president, unlike Pence. But then I thought about Kevin McCarthy's comment. Kevin McCarthy's disgraced speaker, failed speaker. We've been over that before. But it is true that when you pick a running mate, you pick someone that adds to the ticket. In 2016, Trump was kind of this wild card. People didn't know what he was going to do, including a lot of evangelicals and various other religious people. So he picked ultra-conservative Pence as his running mate to make the ticket, remind people, hey, this is still a conservative party. That's why we picked this very conservative governor. I don't see what picking Greene does for Trump. Like, at least if he picks Haley, because now we've had polls that have shown Haley having a 17-point lead over Biden in general election matchups, which I do believe are accurate. I think a lot can change between now and then, but that's very scary if you're Biden to have polls that show the second or third highest polling member of the opposite party trouncing you by over 15 votes. That is, I'd be scared of her if I were Biden. At least, like, not scared as far as do I think she's going to win the primary, but if she were the nominee, I think she would be the hardest one to beat. And I said that back when she launched too, so it's nice to be vindicated in that sense. But Haley, I said she has this ability for people who don't follow this stuff, and also let me just address the stuff Greene said. But before I get into that, she has this ability to appear more moderate, even if she's actually not, than many of the other people that Trump would consider for a running mate. When you hear her name, you don't think person that lost election but says they won, like Carrie Lake. When you hear her name, you don't think lady that will pretty much do anything and everything to back Trump no matter what, like Kristi Noem, like Marjorie Greene. Even as someone who was in his cabinet, you still don't think of her from that position because she was South Carolina's governor before getting picked for UN ambassador. So it's not hard to see where she can be independent from him and also possibly get people who think he's nuts to go, okay, well, the lady that he's with, she doesn't strike me as wacky. I mean, even her whole like internet censorship thing, that drove a lot of people nuts, myself included. But when she couches it in, oh, I'm doing this to protect children, and there's a lot of cyberbullying, and this has effects on people's mental health, she can still make her crazy proposal. Because really, if you want to address mental health problems, you would just actually create programs for that. Maybe get people to be away from things that cause them to have these issues instead of trying to. But whatever. At least with that, she can still spin it like it's out of concern. To address Greene's comments, do I think MAGA would revolt if Haley were given any position in Trump's administration, whether it's as running mate or Secretary of State? Whatever? Absolutely not. These people will follow Trump to over the hill. Um, I think Trump could pick AOC as his running mate, or I mean, they've even talked about Tulsi Gabbard, who used to be the very anti-war person that until she started doing her little weird Fox News stunt. But there's no one Trump's picking for his running mate that makes his voters turn on him. There are people that he picks for his running mate that'll probably make less independents support him. Like, I think Haley would be a way better pick if you're trying to get independents than really any of the other people that get brought up. Um, she represents the neocon establishment, America last wing of the Republican Party that we are absolutely done with. So that's a bunch of anecdotal, nebulous crap. There's nothing there that actually says anything. Neocon is funny when you remember that she was Trump's UN ambassador. So if she's neocon, then what are the foreign policy positions of the person that put her in a foreign policy role? I mean, it would be like if, for example, Obama lost in 2012 and then he wanted to run in 2016 against Hillary, and one of his surrogates is like, Hillary is part of the neocon a foreign policy group that we're sick of. It's like, yeah, but she was Obama's Secretary of State. She was, if her foreign policy views are so different from his, why would he put her in a position to govern over those policies? Like, what you? That's why I said you can't bash Haley's foreign policy views and then pretend that Trump is this peace loving. Because I said his supporters have this weird revisionist history that drives me nuts. This is the guy that kept all 7 of Obama's wars going. Oh, he didn't start any new wars. He killed the Iranian general Soleimani after pulling out of the peace agreement, the Iran nuclear deal, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, whatever you want to call it, that actually was working. This is someone that tried to screw with relations with Cuba after Obama got rid of the embargo. I mean, there's almost no country besides maybe Russia, and even that didn't last long because a few years after he gets out of office, we have this invasion that puts us against them more so than we've probably ever been, at least, in the last like 10 years. So Trump is a neocon. Trump is a closet neocon. He's someone who's a lot slicker at not appearing to be, pro-war, but if you actually look at what he did in office, he bombed Syria. He sent airstrikes. Like, this is not some dove. What a joke. But that's why I said Trump and Haley's views are not that different. Haley is more overt with the whole, support Israel, support Ukraine. Trump is a little bit more slick with it. She's not as forceful on the border as he is as far as rhetoric is concerned, but they agree on so much stuff. I think she would be probably the best pick for a running mate for Trump, because what happens in a lot of these primaries? Person that comes in second place gets picked for VP, or someone that ran against the person gets picked. You look at 2008 with Obama and Biden, right? Biden didn't do well, so he still ended up being Obama's VP. Look at 2020. Harris didn't do that great, but she still ended up being Biden's VP. I mean, this is just the way this stuff goes a lot of times. The person that is the running mate very often tends to be someone that ran against the person who they now serve under. It's a nice runner-up position. So I think he would be in his best of wits to pick Haley, to just kind of accept the fact that, yes, she probably didn't think I was going to come back and win, but I still need her to get some independent votes, to get some people who aren't for me. There's nothing to gain from picking Green or Noam or Lake or any of the rest of them, because they're all Trump sycophants. They're all people who are liked mostly by people who already like him. And the whole loyalty thing is cute, but Haley actually showed some spine running this time. Like all the other cowards like Cruz and Rubio and the rest of them, they didn't want to get trampled again by Trump, so they stopped waiting until 2028 or 2032. Haley came right out and said, "I'm running against him." That's it.